Hi, PT examination is over and its result is yet to come, and you are passing through one of those difficult days of love me not, love me not. And shall I tell you, you're not alone. The whole nation, those people who cleared this examination with good grade last result, they too are having the same problem. They are not sure about what is in store for them this year. So, one thing for sure, that in the present situation, if you have got difficulties, you are part of the majority, because the nature of examination, the type of questions, pattern, trend, everything that you talk about has tremendously changed. Don't worry about it, because you are going to compete with the people who are as worried and probably more worried than you are. What is important for you is that you should focus on main examination, and there we come with right. It is very important that you always remember your own dharma. Your dharma is to prepare for this main examination. And if you are doing your own dharma of karma, I'm sure you are going to be there. Our beautiful inheritance has taught us through Mahabharata. That is, we should sticking to our own dharma, and your dharma at this stage is preparing for this examination. When you have the run biggle gone at that stage, you can't start your preparation. It's now KSG is coming in your life and helping you organize yourself so that you go into the right direction, the right frame for preparing for this main examination, and you do not lose those valuable time which you may otherwise lose if you are not sticking to the objective that we are setting out for you. This is going to be a beautiful situation where I would tell you that you are going to be taken for mains preparation. This mindset is one part of it, and the actual action is the second part. We are going to take you through this, what we call it as workshop, where we would like you to make an active producer of answer, not a passive learner of facts. There's a huge difference between passively acquiring information and actively using it. We at KSG, we have the experience of so many decades. We have the experience of seeing the toppers of the country, and it is not a coincidence that so many toppers in the highest marks of the country, they have been trained in the KSGs, they have gone through our regular classes, and I know what it takes to be there. And I'm going to personally see you with an extremely motivated team to ensure that we have got the next highest marks of the country is coming from amongst you only. And I know those techniques, I know those fine points, I know all those pain points also, I know all those strategy and the kind of requirements which is needed for this examination. When it comes to mains writing, KSG knows what it's supposed to be doing. In fact, I would like to tell you that it is where you have got a lot of information. I'm sure you're clearing PT, then you have got so much of information, but then all these informations are there, but quite often you do not understand what my generation is demanding from you. There's a big difference in writing and answering, and that's largely because at times, not that you do not have information, it is because probably you did not understand what I asked. So it is very important that you get that what my generation is asking you from. So understanding the question is a major issue, and most of you, so sad to say, are not able to really write the answer is because you do not understand what my generation is asking. I, along with my esteemed, motivated team, I'm going to make you realize first thing as to what the question is demanding. Then also, you also have a big problem in breaking the ice. Introduction, the takeoff is a major problem. Sometimes you kind of go so much elaborate in the takeoff that the runway exhausts. You have half the word limit is over in the introduction. Sometimes you start taking off without generating enough momentum. I'm using aircraft as an example for you. You will be several times curated and corrected so that you have a beautiful takeoff. You should be also told that what kind of information that is required in this answer. It basically flows from the first point. What is the demand? If you understand the demand, you already have enough information. But then which all the information that you should be picking from here, that we will be telling you. And I'm sure that it's not that teaching that we are interested in here. We are just sensitizing you that these are the information that was needed in this question. And if you're sensitized enough, not in 1, 2, or 5 or 10, a few hundred times when you have been reminded, you start picking up the right information from your mind. And after that, it is also very important that you land your answer. An expert pilot is not known by how it takes off, but how softly it lands. Most of the time, you are in a hurry to go to the next question. And even if you have a good introduction, a beautiful cruising, you have a crash landing. Landing soft is very important. And we would correct you and tell you as to how to land the answer in an effective manner. But then there are so many problems. I've got a few of them listed here. I'm sure you can identify yourself with these problems. How to understand the demand of the question has been a big pain point which students have been facing. How to start an answer is a pain point. Breaking the ice has been a traditional problem. Then also, how to tackle the commanding words. There are so many commanding words. If they're changed, the entire flavor of the question changes. If it is explained, to critically examine, to narrate, to elucidate, to describe, and to discuss every time, the same thing undergoes so much of change, the answer would look so different. So that is also something which I'm going to take you through. How to tackle the commanding word. What should be written in introduction part? What are the key ingredients? I'll tell you different types of introduction, and I have had the experience and privilege of seeing the answers as they evolved, like Tina Dabi or Rachit Raj for that matter, Srushti, Jayant, Deshmukh. I've seen them like individually evolving. I have seen their answers, and we have seen as to what it takes to be there. Radhika and so many of them, they have all been part of the KSG, and I know what they have done in their answers. And right from the time when they started till the time they culminated, I'll give you those techniques to you right here at this stage. How to write the introduction, how to cater keywords effectively, and how to maintain logical coherence in the answer. Because quite often the answers, it's like not very coherent and lucid and flowing properly. The mind is not receiving effectively, and it is not receiving effectively. One would imagine the score that you are looking forward to is not happening. And I'm sure the kind of target that we have got, it is very high target for a general person. But then if you systematically move through the step-by-step approach that we are taking you through, the specific number of sessions, I am sure it is doable. I would also like you to introduce this workshop under the guidance of experts, and then you would be actually writing right, and then you would be saved from the pain points that you may be having. I think what you can expect in this workshop that we have got is that you would be made to understand the demand of the question. You would also know the commanding words. You would also understand what is the science of writing an effective introduction. Because most of the time, as a teacher, I understand, I make up my mind of what marks I'm going to give you just by reading the first line of it. So it is very important that we are conscious of that fact that science of introduction is properly honed and the skill has been acquired. Also, different dimensions of the keywords. I would like to explain some questions, and then through that I would like to tell you as to how the diversifying the dimensions of the keywords. That means you write a wholesome answer where you are in a position to really understand the demand of the question and connect with the reader, my generation, who is an examiner. And it is very important that you get support and tutoring by somebody who belongs to the generation of your actual examiner. And I am going to take you through that. Also, systematic culmination of the answer in terms of conclusion, which is very, very important part of the total thing. Like, just to take a simple example, I must tell you here that we have got, let's say, this looks a very flat basic question I picked up, for example. This was asked as non-cooperation movement. gave new direction and energy to the national movement? Explain. Isn't it a flat question, very basic question? And then a lot of people, when they start writing about it, they write about India was under British rule. There were so many movements. They start defining what is non-cooperation movement. They write about the impact of it in terms of they write impact of direction, impact of energy. But that's not the core of the question. The core of the question is new, which many people fail in identifying. So it is talking about new direction, new energy that was vouchsafed by the NCM in the country. So if you're writing about what is India, what is the NCM, what are the kind of movement, and what is the direction, what is the energy, well, that's not. They only are interested in what is new in this. And this is a very small flat example I'm giving you. There are many nuances which comes beyond that, and it doesn't stop there. They have asked you to explain. Explain would have exclusive meaning. It will be different from describe. It will be different from discuss. It will be definitely different from narrate also. It is also different from critically analyze and examine. So here you have to be elucidating with actual examples which are new direction and new energy. So this is very technical, looks like very flat. I'm just explaining to you as to what you expect and why people are getting less marks, because they do not understand the nuances of the question. And I am going to take you through this workshop and then explain to you with our team all those things. In fact, just to tell you about the total scheme of things, we would be having this workshop which will be for 6 days. The details will be given to you after this video. They are under the link and you have all the details. You can take it from there. 15th, 16th, 17th and 21st, 22nd and 23rd. These are the 6 days that we'll be having. But on day 0, that is on 12th June, I'm going to come back to you where, as I told you, that is more that we are making you, like any workshop, make you do, actively learn, not passively I'm giving you my gyan and then you are just using that. At 8 p.m. on 12th of June, I'm going to come back to you and explain about the entire scheme of things, and then you would be learning as to what you have got lined up for you. But then I must again repeat, I'm not giving you the gyan of this. I will make you do this, and that is what is the beauty of it. And you would find that after this course gets completed, you are very confident in producing answers, the kind of answers that you have always been interested in. So see you at 8 p.m. on 12th of June, wherein I would be explaining to you the details about the scheme of things that we have lined up before us for right. My best wishes are with you.